Alright guys, Ryuichi here, and welcome back to my playthrough of Technic pack. And so two things to note in the beginning of this video is one, we got an upgrade. That's great. We got I was skeptical at first to using a different video capture software. I didn't know that it would make the actual video capture have better quality and actually not cause any serious problems with my computer in the first place. So we got Fraps, and Fraps is a pretty cool program, and I think a lot of people that I've actually watched actually use this. So here we go. And also I laid out a plot for each of the rooms that we were going to use in our house. Alright, so this is in the cave. I had to go back and get some cobblestone in order to get a lot of the resources to creating this. So I moved the macerator right over here, and well, I didn't actually move the macerator, I moved the furnace, and so this is going to be where I'm going to have furnace and macerator, and a lot of the ores are going to go here. This is where I'm going to put the extractor, and this is important because the extractor is going to turn all this resin into 3 instead of just 1 from burning, like I said in the other video. And right here, this is the most important room. This is going to be the generator room. This is where I'm gonna have to keep the roof open because we're gonna have solar panels and things like that. And also these trees, I haven't gotten to them yet because I wanted to show you guys the tools that can be made with Ruby and how effective they are. So first, let's get some sticks, and we'll start with a ruby sword. And these are all pretty much the same for sapphires, rubies, and emeralds. You just use whatever tool or whatever ruby or sapphire you have, and just, I mean, you can't mix them, but they can make the same thing. So got a pickaxe and a sword and a regular axe. Alright, and then we come in here and we take out our ruby axe. Just use the mod to our advantage. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to make a battery and a generator. So batteries, it's going to be called a re-battery or a rechargeable battery, and it's rechargeable because you can place them inside of a generator, and that will turn it into a charged battery. But it's not going to change the name, but it'll have a little red line instead of an empty one right here. So we're going to need some tin, some redstone, and some more copper cable that is insulated with the rubber balls. So we got some copper in here, and so what we're going to need to do is take the tin, some more redstone. Now, having a rechargeable battery before we wire everything up is important because we don't want to continue to use the redstone to power all of our electric things, because that would actually be a total waste, because redstone doesn't last as long as a battery would, and that's going to make it a bottleneck effect even worse, because we can't even have enough redstone to create batteries or more circuits. So we're going to get some more rubber balls, and we'll smelt that tin once it's done. And this is usually the biggest problem with needing to have all these machines is you're gonna have to go to your options and change the sound so it doesn't get too loud, and it will revert back once you turn another machine on or off, and you'll have to do it a little bit more often than you would probably like, and I like anyway. So let's take this tin, and we can make one battery so far. We should make another furnace, because one furnace is going to be way too slow to smelt all the ores we're going to eventually need to get started on Buildcraft, which is going to be next. And you can see here I mined out this little area so I can get some cobblestone earlier to set up the house. Alright, and we'll make another furnace. Also, we're going to need a hoe, so we can actually make some food with the seeds and the bone meal that we got, because I bet everybody's a little angry that I'm walking around with half a heart of health, and if I fall down and I die, it's going to be embarrassing, because we already died once, and we don't need to be that guy who dies in every video he makes. So I made a little dirt plot here as well. Let's get out the hoe and put that there. And as I said, walking on top of crops does actually destroy them, instead of the jumping on crops like in the new updates. So that could be a little bit of a bother, because the new update actually made it much easier to use your crops and not have to worry about destroying them every time you walk near them. So that's that, and we'll make some bread. So we need redstone, tin, and copper wire, which we are getting. So in this chest, you pretty much don't really need a lot of your stone and wood and other tools once you get enough rubies and sapphires, because they're way more effective and a lot less of a waste. So let's take this charcoal, and we have 3 copper, which is perfect. And we'll smelt some more of this resin into some rubber balls while we go here, and we conduct our first electrical creation. Sorry about that. Should have did the copper. Here we go. And like I said, it may get a little frustrating in the beginning when you're trying to create things, because of the necessity of copper wire, and you could eventually seriously be set back trying to get more rubber and more copper ore, and it can be a little bit of a bother. So we're gonna also need some iron ore that's tin and because we're gonna need to use that to make another machine block, and that's what we're gonna need for a generator. And in the beginning, we'll probably just run back and forth and use the batteries to power all of our tools, and eventually we'll run back and wire everything up using a cool wiring method that I figured out, and that's going to be way more fun than sitting around and waiting for the batteries to charge and going back. So we'll take this iron dust, we're going to need about 8, and we'll turn that into some refined iron, and we'll turn our wheat into bread so we don't die. Alright, and here we go, 8 refined iron to make that machine block. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go back into NEI, and we're going to learn how to make a generator. Now generators are going to be the starting blocks for a lot of the electrical generation machines that we're going to use in this mod, and it's important to make sure that you keep enough tools to make enough of these generators so you can actually have the electricity to run everything you get later on, because the end game has you creating a lot of things using electricity. So first you need a machine block. Let's go back there. Machine block, furnace, and an RE battery. It's red here, but you don't actually need to have it charged for you to create a generator. And a lot of the times it's actually kind of wasteful to have it fully charged in order to create it, because it's not necessary, and you could use that charge to create something, to run any of your tools. So there we go, we have a generator. First we're gonna go to bed, and with the generator now we finally can run the macerator without using redstone, as I said, and that's going to be a great help, because this redstone is important for a lot of things that we create, like circuits. Here we go, and this makes so I made a couple more furnaces. I like to have 4 and 2 macerators. the moment I only have one macerator, but that's alright. So we got all these ores. Let's create another battery and use some of the charcoal and use that to run the macerator from now on. So once again, to create a battery, you put one here, copper wire, tin, and some redstone. Some copper, and oops, I always mess up like that. So let's just take advantage of the snow biome, which creates these big trees. Just cut them all down. Deforestation, kids. Let's not do that in real life. Probably bad for us. There's a bunch of dogs again. When I get a bone, we'll make a pen and have a couple dogs as pets. So let's pop in all this wood. So like I said, don't use charcoal to run. Don't use regular coal to run a lot of your things and create a lot of your torches, because they are worth a lot more. And later on, when we get to the equivalent exchange mod, we can actually use the coal and create 4 charcoal, which is the actual difference in value. Alright, we got some charcoal burned up. Let's put it in the generator. And the generator is gonna be kind of loud because of the issues with the sound. Like I said, you just switch it back and forth and it'll go down. So the generator has its own energy storage, which is usually pretty small. So we're gonna want to create things called battery boxes to store this energy in, and create a first level buffer, and then we'll have another buffer to store all the energy from all the generators, and then pump it into the rooms that we need the electricity. So that's going to be later on, because a battery box is going to require, let's see, bat box is the term that the game uses. So it's going to be wooden planks, copper wire, and 3 RE batteries. So that's gonna take a little bit more time than usual. Let's make some more charcoal, and we'll just run the generator. And here we go. We got this RE battery, and we can put it into the macerator, and it will run until all the electricity is gone. And usually the RE batteries have a pretty good charge. So here we go. We're gonna need to make 3 more RE batteries and some more copper wire. Planted a couple more rubber trees and got some more resin, so we have enough for 3 wires to be insulated. And there we go. So this is some more copper, and we're going to need a bunch more tin. Alright. Let's burn all this stuff. We'll take a second for that to finish. Alright guys, so we lucked out and we had just enough tin ore to create 3 batteries. That's going to be 12. And let's go ahead and do that and make a bat box. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Keep the copper cable. Right? Well, we got enough wood for that, so we put that here. Place the 3 RE batteries in the middle, and there we go. We got a battery box. This is going to be pretty useful to storing the energy from the generator, so we can run the generator without having to worry about running all of our machines. Now you see this orange spot right here? This is going to be the output of the battery box. With this texture pack, it's kind of hard to see. It's supposed to be a circle in the default texture pack, and it's hard to make circles when you have only 8 bits to work with. So here we go. It's going to start charging all of this from the generator, and we can put some more charcoal and wait till it fills up. And you see that the EUs is going to be the electrical unit that the industrial craft machines will run on. And this has a maximum of 40,000, and we can upgrade the battery boxes to have different they're not actually going to be battery boxes, but they're going to be more energy storage units, and they're going to be increasingly more efficient at storing energy and actually releasing energy. So that's going to be good. So we got plenty of copper, and we got plenty of iron, and we got a bunch of charcoal. I usually like to burn all of my wood, but it sometimes gets to the point where I don't have enough wood to make more battery boxes, and that is no fun. And so I'm just gonna make sure I keep at least 4 or 5 pieces of wood for later on. And so our next item on our agenda is going to be creating an extractor. So let's go into let's go into NEI and check to see how to make that. So, nobody saw that. Here we go. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 tree taps, a machine block, and an electrical circuit. So, when we create things that need items like that are actually usable, you can't actually use the item before you put it in. So this tree tap right here has lower durability than it was when it started, and you cannot use it in any crafting because it would be it'd be kind of unbalanced if you could just take the items that you used already and place them and use them to create more stuff. It's kind of exploited. Alright, so I don't see any rubber spots, so we're going to take another little break, and we'll be right back when we do have one, and we're going to have to take a nap. And alright, and we're back, and so we got just enough rubber to make enough copper wire that we can create the circuit. So I smelted some more refined iron. I got about 14, and we're going to need 1 of them for the circuit and 8 of them for the machine block. And in case anybody was worried about continuity, while we were away, I went out and I found some cows, and I took them and made some beef. The only way I know how, and that is whacking them with a sharp sword. So here we go. Let's make these copper cables, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 redstone, and 1 refined iron, and that is a circuit. Place the machine block in there and shift place everything else, and we got an extractor. Heck yeah! This is gonna save us a whole lot of time and waiting for these stinking trees. And it's getting dark, so I should probably go to bed soon. So I'll give you a little example of how the extractor works. So we can use the wood that we got from the rubber trees, and that will create 1 rubber ball. That's pretty great. We'll have to make another battery later on, and before we go, let's take some of these pelts and make ourselves a fancy little hat. There we go. Sweet. Alright guys, and that will do it for episode 4. Thank you guys for watching. Like and share with your friends. You guys have a good day.